Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Something Metal. I'm Josh, and today I thought I would talk about how I got into metal. When I was in elementary school, I started playing Guitar Hero 3, and Guitar Hero 3 opened up a lot of doors for me because at the time, I was one of those kids that kind of played video games just for the sake of playing a video game. I never really cared about the fact that this game offered so much to me. It offered so much to me at a time that I thought that, it was just a video game, so I shouldn't really focus on it. So what happened was is that when I was in elementary school, I was one of those kids that kind of listened to just about everything. I listened to Slim Shady, I listened to electronic dance music, I listened to rock and roll, I listened to everything, and I didn't really care about what exactly it was. So, one day, at the very peak of it all, I was finishing up the game Guitar Hero 3, and I got up to a certain song. I got up to Raining Blood by Slayer. At the time, I didn't like the song. It wasn't because of how it sounded or anything. In fact, remember, I'm playing this game because it was just playing a game. I was playing this because it was a game. But I hated it because I could never get past this. This was on easy mode, by the way. Raining Blood on easy on Guitar Hero 3. I couldn't beat it. I would skip the song all the time, and as soon as I beat the game, I still went back to try to play that song. My dad and I used to play that game all the time for PlayStation 3, and we just tried to beat that one. That was the one song even he couldn't beat. But I actually have to give thanks to my parents and my brother for introducing me to a lot of rock music too. My mom and dad for Motley Crue, Metallica, Kiss, like all those guys. Queen, Rolling Stones, the Beatles. And I remember when I was in middle school, I heard that song again. I heard Raining Blood by Slayer. In fact, this was at the time that I still didn't beat the game. I was in middle school, about 7th grade. And I heard the song again on a TV show, and I'm like, I know that song. I know that song. That song speaks something to me. So I managed to pull through, looked it up, and I told my parents, hey, because I had an iPod Classic. This is me showing my age, by the way. iPod Classic. Apple, one of their first products that they were ever sold to people. But I remember I asked my parents, hey, let me download this song, and they were like, okay. So they downloaded the song for me on my iPod. And I remember I listened to that song everywhere. I listened to it on the bus to school. I listened to it at lunch. Listened to it when I got home. Put it on my speakers. Of course, I'm sure no one in my house liked it. But it wasn't until later on I would start listening to more Metallica and, not too much Slayer. But as soon as I got into high school, early high school, my friend Dana, I gotta give her thanks because she introduced me to Slipknot. She said to me, hey Josh, you like Slipknot? I go, what's Slipknot? Because this was a turn where I was listening to EDM and dubstep. I was listening to Skrillex. I was listening to Night Party. I was listening to Zomboy. I was listening to just about anything that people my age were listening to, and it spoke nothing to me. And Dana came along. Dana said, hey, check out Dead Memories, check out Psychosocial, Wait and Bleed, Sick. Check out all these songs. Looked them up, found the music videos, loved these guys, took a look at these guys, and I was like, I love these motherfuckers. So I looked them up and everything, got all of that stuff out of the way, and I fell in love with Slipknot. Later on, though, I would get into Korn, I would get into a little bit of Drowning Pool, and there came a time during the next year because I believe I was in 9th grade when I was listening to Slipknot, and then roll right into 10th grade. One of my friends, Zach, said to me, "Hey Josh," and he said this jokingly, "Do you like Cannibal Corpse?" And I'm like, "What's Cannibal Corpse?" So he's like, "Oh, here, look up I Come Blood, Postmortal Ejaculation." And there was one more song. It was off the same album, which I love this album, Tomb of the Mutilated. That was my first favorite album by them back when they had Chris Barnes as the singer. But I looked him up, and he and his friend were laughing. Like, they thought I hated it, but I love these songs. I love these songs. I absolutely enjoyed them. So, of course, later on I would download that whole album. I would download that album and I would listen to it just about everywhere. I'd listen to all the Slipknot songs everywhere, all the Korn albums, all the Metallica, some Slayer, or whatever. And I gotta thank Dana and Zach because these guys opened up a lot for me. And kind of the reason I wanted to make this video was because I this January heard about Slayer like saying they're done. And these guys kind of like paved a road for me. Them and Slipknot being my major band, but these guys paved a very big road for me. Most people would think it would be some like Iron Maiden or Black Sabbath, or even any of the other bands like from today. But no, like these guys mean a lot. They were the first heavy hitting song with Raining Blood off the Rain and Blood album, which I gotta say I love that album. The artwork for it, the way it speaks to you. It's the kind of song that you listen to when you're angry. It's the kind of song that you look at and you're like, this is what I'm feeling right now. And I love it. It paved a very long road for me because I was about 12 years old when I heard that song. I was in elementary school when Guitar Hero 3 came out. And they painted the way for me pretty much. I know I keep saying that, but they helped me through a lot. Had it not been for them, I would still be listening to all this crappy EDM. And they mean so much to me. I don't really want to make this video any more longer than it should be. So, if you really want to get into Slayer, I definitely recommend the Rain and Blood album. I definitely recommend you listen to them. My favorite songs off that album have to be Raining Blood, of course, Angel of Death, Postmortem, Necrophobic, and probably Altar of Sacrifice. Those are my all-time favorite songs off of that album. And please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment if you want to see any more by this. I definitely plan to make this a hobby of mine. I don't expect to make YouTube a career or anything, but I definitely plan to keep doing this. And if you like it, again, smack that like button. Comment if you on whatever else you want me to talk about, because I definitely plan to talk about a lot more. I plan to talk about black metal. I plan to talk about some of my other favorite bands. I plan to talk about certain genres. I plan to talk about whatever I feel like. But again, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to tell me. Leave a like, sub if you want. And thank you very much. I'll leave my email in the description if you ever want to talk about, just whatever. Thank you for watching, everybody. And I hope you all have a very good day.